104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 71, discussing
Vegas Dave.
Vegas Dave.
All right, so now we're in Vegas. We've made it to Vegas.
So
and
he's at the end of the rope on his journey to becoming the best sports gambler of all time.
Biggest
Vegas
wins
Dave,
of all time. Biggest wins, record-breaking wins.
So he's gambling all his money away, but he actually did win a little bit, to the point where when you start winning a little bit, the casinos are like, oh, hey, we'll give you a line of credit. You're doing good. Here's
they want because they want to get it back, so they want to get it back.
So he ends up losing like 200 at first, but then he somehow wins enough to get it back. Then they open a credit line of like $800K, loses it all of it, $800,000.
This was the pivotal moment of his story.
He said he was like $860,000.
Yeah, this was the pivotal moment of his story. He's $860 in debt.
And he owes it to a casino.
And
which is
yeah,
bad,
so
bad,
it's either
bad.
this is going to go two ways right here. This is the make or break moment.
So what does Vegas Dave do? He goes back to mommy and daddy.
Gets a small loan from mom and dad,
who then have to cash out their entire retirement, $800,000, so their moron son can go back and cover his debt. They do that. But they tell him, you need to go to Gamblers Anonymous, and you also need to sell your Ferrari. Well, this Chet, this spoiled rich kid, or whatever you want to call him, no, I'm not going to sell my Ferrari.
Part of his image.
And I can't go to Gamblers Anonymous. I'll go to Gamblers Anonymous, but you know, I can't even, he didn't even graduate. Even after his parents gave up their entire life savings, their retirement, $800,000. What's he do? He doesn't graduate. He doesn't sell his Ferrari. He turns around and goes back to the casino to put more money on a bet.
This is the moment. This is the one. This is the time. I feel it. This is the time.
After all this money, millions. I mean, he's definitely over $1 million.
All right, but this is where the story gets amazing. And you got to admit,
so he starts.
It's an amazing run.
It's luck, though.
It's an amazing run. Yeah, but it's amazing. It's an amazing luck run.
It's an amazing luck run. It's an amazing luck run. He, at this point, this is 2015, goes back after all this. He takes his parents' money, goes back to casino, puts a ton of money down on futures bet, which, if you don't know, futures is where you say at the beginning of a season, this team's going to win it all.
And you get like 30-1 odds.
Yeah. And at that point, then at a certain point in the season, the casino says, well, hey, it's looking like the odds are getting better in your favor. We'll cash you out this amount of money, or you can stay. He kept staying.
Let it ride.
Kept letting it ride. Let it ride.
And he hit it big.
And he did.
And then he hit it again, UFC, and then he hit it again.
Hold on. We got to do the Royals thing.
Boom.
Because it plays into my argument. This is all gambling luck. 2015 Royals, again, they were a good favorite to go again because they had a good team and everything kind of stayed the same and everything was aligning right for them. But it was literally like one play luck that was allowed them to get into the series and then eventually win it. He did win $2.5 million on that futures bet. Huge. Biggest winning payout of all time in baseball. Again, it's luck.
And then he hit a UFC, and then he hit the Denver Broncos football. So he
did the Super Bowl football.
He nailed in a row.
He did get some big
so
futures.
Much that they said, hey, we're not going to pay you out.
No, we're not done yet, man.
Woo!
We're not done yet. So he does win. Now, again, the person that I am would look at this and say, you're not talking about all the times you lost there, Vegas Dave. Now you're just talking about the times that you won. And you're not talking about you talked about how you had to take your parents' retirement and cash it in. You're a garbage human being that went back to the casino and did it again. We'll tell you more why I think you are the ultimate piece of dirt in the world on this dark side of the stream. Vegas Dave next on 104.7. $104.7K, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, one more time in the studio on this riveting edition of The People versus Vegas Dave.
It's an amazing feel-good American dream story, man. Dude made millions, bro. Dude hit millions, party with strippers. He was partying with beautiful women, cars.
Jay got suckered. Jay, you got suckered. You're in the demo. And it's fitting that I could see you sitting at home watching videos on YouTube and just letting it playlist, and this awesome documentary comes up of this guy.
Man. What
his
a great
Vegas
story.
Dave. Whoa, what's this
dude wins millions of dollars, and then the casino stops paying him,
Look
and
at all
the
those
government
hot
tries to sue him.
Man, this guy must have it going on.
I love him.
It was this 5'4" muscle-bound idiot that injects steroids into his butt. What's his deal, man? He's got to be doing something right. Well, yeah, he got lucky and won $2.5 million on a bet after gambling millions of dollars away. That he's not going to talk about how much he lost. Speaking of which, he actually this documentary is on his YouTube channel, which, if you didn't know this, he paid a company to make a documentary about himself.
That's a J move.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. Those cars he gets out of in Vegas, like the slow-mo video of him walking around with bottle of champagne in his hand and models, paid for. Those cars rented. Those models paid for. The locations they shot at, paid for.
He's got a house in Cabo. He's got a house in Cabo.
It's a condo.
It's
a 2-bedroom condo that he probably has to Airbnb to afford the damn thing. He wasn't shooting at the top level of the Mirage doing his interview like, oh, cool. He was shooting it at a condo somewhere in Vegas, probably the South Side for all we know.
Vegas Dave, dog.
I'll tell you right now, it's all garbage. It's all smoke and mirrors. This documentary,
well, for $5,000 a month, he'll pick your sports picks for you, and you can become a winner too. This is a hard sell for his sports consulting betting, because he is no longer allowed to make bets in casinos. Not because he won so much, because he falsified his information. Now, yes, it is true that whenever he was betting and losing a lot of money, he was giving the casinos wrong social security numbers, which is illegal. They didn't really care because he was losing money. Now, when they're having to pay him out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, now they care. So he gets indicted, 19 counts federally, because he was giving false tax information. He fought the world. He took it on the U.S. and fought him. You got to like that part of it. Fight the man.
He did fight it, because really he had nothing he had nothing to lose and everything to gain. It was his freedom, or he was going to prison. So
how much is this sports betting service? Look it up.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to give. You can look it up on your cell phone. I'm not looking it up.
I think there's 3 different packages.
I don't want to see, if I see ads popping up in my Facebook or YouTube of this guy. I'm putting
when you're gone today. I'm gonna do so many Vegas Dave searches.
I'm not doing it.
So all you get in your Facebook feed is Vegas Dave.
Oh, I'm gonna be so mad.
Is your Facebook on right now? Vegas Dave.
I'm gonna start agreeing to like every members only show that's happening, so that it under your name. So it's like, wait, I got to show. Wait. I'm not going to members only. Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing to you if you do this to me. I swear to God, I will. So anyway, he
might pick the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Then what are you gonna do? Then what are you gonna do? He didn't.
He picked the Broncos, which makes me hate him even more. And that was the most garbage season of all time. So
Peyton Manning,
I remember that. I hate it. Oh God, I hate it.
Peyton Manning, greatest quarterback of all time. Come on,
he's not the greatest quarterback of all time. So yeah, he fought it, and in his defense, he won. Now, he didn't win his money because he falsified the information. He got to go free and basically has been banned from these sports betting casinos.
So now he runs picks for everybody else.
So you too can be a big time winner if you follow Vegas Dave. Vegas Dave, I hope you're listening. I will tag him in this post, because we did this in the first edition and I called him out. I hope you're listening. I think you're garbage. I think your story's garbage. I would love for you to come to Springfield, Missouri, and talk to me face to face about how you're 5'4" nothing.
Come on, Vegas Dave. Come on down.
Work out before you come see me, because I'm going to put a hole through you, bro. I swear to God, I will. Come see me. You're a garbage human being. How can you look your parents in the eyes after taking all of their retirement and go back to the casino? How can you look your mother in the eyes after swearing to her that you're never going to inject steroids in your butt again and do the other cheek, and then get on camera and think it's funny that you say, well, there's another leg? You almost lost your leg, bro. You're a garbage human being, and you should have lost it all. You got lucky, and that's why we're talking about you. But honestly, we shouldn't have given you the time of day. And the only reason I did is because I'm in a partnership with this man over here, and he picked him, and I had to watch it. If I would have started, if I didn't have to do this for a living, and I wasn't, because we have this partnership and they have to see it all the way through, I would have turned it off. I would have said, Jay, you're an idiot. This was a commercial for a sports.
So how many sports parlays
worst
do you give it?
Documentary we've ever watched. If anything, Vegas Dave, I congratulate you on being a garbage human being and having the worst documentary I've ever watched, which was again,
I give it a 3. I give it a 3. I give it a 3.
What's your justification
3 parlays, but it's a great
being a 3?
Hey, it's American Dream story. He came from rags to riches. And he fought the government and won.
There's one thing I did
fought
say.
The government and won.
There was one thing that I wanted to say that I didn't say in this version, and I'm going to bring it up now because you just said it. The American dream. What is important to us is important to the individual. If having a Ferrari, a bunch of models who only care about your money, having a high rise in Vegas is important to you, and that is the key of life, then that, my friend, is the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to the individual, and that is something I believe. If being jet set and doing a bunch of drugs and Molly and having a bunch of exotic animals, see also Jeff Lowe, that's your meaning of life, go for it. I personally believe that what makes you wealthy is the friends and family that you keep and the people that build you up and the people that you go home to every day and that you get to watch and all this stuff. That is the meaning of life to me. And my friend is what makes me wealthy. Vegas Dave, you won't have that because you're garbage. And once that money's gone, guess what? You ain't going to have anything left because your parents are elderly. And once they're gone babying you, and great job. You guys did a great job raising him too, by the way.
If Vegas Dave
you ain't going to have nothing.
If Vegas Dave is on Cameo, I'm getting a personalized message for you. For a sweeper.
Actually, I think that would be hilarious.
It's Vegas Dave.
I'm coming for you, Mike the Intern.
Yeah.
20, come find us. We're here in Springfield. I would love for you to come find me, Vegas Dave. Buddy, I want you to come here, please.
All right.
So I can tell you to your face how much I loathe
What's
you.
the next documentary we're watching?
We're going to broaden our horizons. This one is my pick. And it's kind of a crazy story because it's about a very, very well-known family in South Carolina who have literally been prosecutors in this county for 80 years. And recently they've been put into the news because there's I guess, patriarch now of the family, his son got into some trouble, his other son got into some trouble, and then all of a sudden his wife and kid got shot, and now it's become a huge deal about what this guy has done. It's an incredible
Mike
story.
Sounded pretty pumped about
Alex Murdaugh, it's on Peacock.
What's the song? What's the movie called?
Alex Murdaugh, Death, Deception, Power, and it is a but it does go to what I've always said about these low key counties. See also some kind of counties in this area,
good old boy counties,
where you've got these guys that have been sheriffs for a long time and they run this thing like the mob does. It's just country mob, in my opinion. If you look at the way the mob families run big organizations in Philly, New York, LA, Vegas, whatever, and then you look at what these guys were doing in small counties across the country, it's very similar. Very similar. Dark Side of the Stream. Jay, Mike saying we watch movies
documentaries
so you don't have to.